Thanks for staying with us. You're watching TVC News at 10. The governor of Jigawa State, Namadi, has presented the 2025 budget estimate of 698.3 billion naira to the State Assembly. Yusuf Isa tells us more.
The budget, which was tagged Budget of Innovation and Transformation for Greater Jigawa State, outlines the government's plans for the upcoming year. Governor Namadi, who presented the budget before the State Assembly, explained that nearly 77% of the proposed budget, amounting to 536.7 billion naira, is earmarked for capital projects aimed at improving the lives of Jigawa State residents.
That I stand before you to present the 2025 proposed budget estimate of the Jigawa State government. I am doing this with a sense of responsibility in consideration of the enormity of the annual planning and budget process, which must necessarily reflect our socio-economic reforms agenda.
He added that recurrent expenditure is set at 149.75 billion naira.
I will be presenting to the Honorable House a bill to appropriate the sum of 698 billion 300 million naira for the services of the Jigawa State government during the 2025 fiscal year. This is about 82% higher than the total appropriation in the 2024 fiscal year.
The Speaker, Jigawa State House of Assembly, assures of the speedy passage of the appropriation bill to enable the executive arm to deliver on its mandate.
We as lawmakers are more focused and keen in seeing our state become among the higher-ranking states in the Federation and beyond.
The State Commissioner of Budgets and Economic Planning gave a breakdown of the budget, emphasizing that education got the highest share of the budget. The 2025 budget presented by Namadi earmarked 13.16 billion naira for agricultural production.
Let's bring in the Governor. Governor Namadi joins us live on TVC News at 10 for more on the state government. It's good to have you join us, sir. Can you take us through the key highlights of this budget? What really inspired that significant, that's almost 90% increase from last year's budget?
Thank you very much, Sarah. The budget, as the name suggests, is a budget of innovation and transformation for Greater Jigawa State. Now, like you said, education has the highest budget. The major areas are education, infrastructure, that is both road and power, then agriculture, then health. These are the major aspects of the budget. Now, education has the highest percentage of the budget, mainly because we want to make sure that we have continued with the work we have started on the education sector. Now, specifically, under the 2025 budget, we intend to pursue, first of all, an issue of technical and vocational education in our schools. Now, this issue of technical and vocational education is we are trying to convert about 8 secondary schools into a center of excellence. And also, we want to also upgrade our School of Preliminary Studies into an institution of vocational and technical education. Now, these are issues, and also part of our polytechnics, 3 polytechnics will also try to introduce more issues on vocational and technical educations. This is what we are doing in the sense that we need to ensure that our students coming out from respective schools have something that they can be able, they have skills that they can be able to defend themselves, and then be able to find a means of livelihood for themselves. So the issue is that we are transforming our education system at the higher level. At this level, both secondary and tertiary level, include vocational and technical education that will take chunk of that. And that is exactly, you will see more investment has to be done in that area. Again, at the basic level, we have go into agreement with the new GLOBE initiative so as to boost our basic education level. to improve our literacy, so that to improve the outcome, learner's outcome. So these two areas are the major issues where you can see that a lot of money has been put in the education. The other aspect is the issue of reducing out-of-school children. Now, this is because today we have a Sangaya system now in place. We have already appointed an executive secretary. So the Sangaya system that will work hand in hand with the formal education system will go a long way in reducing the number of out-of-school children we have. So these three basic areas are informed a large chunk of education budget, what has made the education budget to be bigger than what it used to be. Even though even last year it was 32%, this year it is 26.4%. So it means we are trying as much as possible to, but the size is that, that is why the size has increased by almost 82%. Now, if you go to the road infrastructure again, both for power and for road
Mr.
and power.
Mr. Governor, I know you would like to really talk about the infrastructure drive that your government is trying to push forward with this budget. But one would have also expected that just the way you prioritize education, infrastructure, agriculture, you also be taking a look at the health sector, which is the maternal and infant mortality in the country is the second highest in Africa. What are you doing about the health sector?
The health sector has taken also, that is what I'm saying. The idea is education, infrastructure, agriculture, and health. So health is not at the background also. Health has about 40 billion naira in the budget. That is under the capital. So you can see that if you merge the two, it's about 50-point-something billion naira for health sector. And also, for instance, we have done a lot in the health sector that we are trying to see. Now, for example, we have implemented now with the new minimum wage, we have implemented what is happening at the federal level in the health sector, so as to attract and also retain quality staff. And also, this issue of maternal mortality and child mortality has been given a lot of serious attention. Issue of immunization also is being taken carefully in the budget. So actually, in the health sector, and especially the primary health care, the primary health care has been given a serious attention in the budget. We are revamping our primary health care system. We have almost 287 primary health cares across the state, everywhere. And then we are now trying to see that each and every primary health care, in addition to having a good number of staffing, there are also the environment is also ready for the staff to work. And most of them we are trying to make them to operate 24 hours. So the health sector is not at the background. The health sector is also part of the budget, and it has taken also a good number of the amount of money in the budget, about 50-something billion naira.
Let's talk about the civil service, your workers. Now that the new minimum wage has been approved, how will you ensure the smooth implementation across the state, and what do you expect, what impact do you expect that this would have on workers?
Well, you see, Jigawa State implemented the 70,000 minimum wage after agreeing with the labor unions. But in reality, Sarah, Jigawa State implemented about 80,000 minimum wage. In addition to the 70,000 minimum wage for the workers, the Jigawa State have a palliative shops that has opened in all the 27 local government today. And these palliative shops, workers get a subsidized price of almost 30-40% of what is in their market. And they can go and buy these things, and also they have opportunity to buy this good on credit. So that is another thing for the workers. Again, we have also a scheme for workers to be given a loan to go into farming. And this is money that will be given for input, will give you input, and will also give you a working capital, and that you can pay over times. So this is also in addition to the minimum wage. So if I put the total package for the workers in Jigawa State, it's more than 70%. It's almost 80%. And that is 80,000. So, and that has shown that Jigawa State government is ready to at least motivate its workers so that they can do the best. And we expect the workers also to reciprocate this gesture by being punctual, by being dedicated to the service of the government of Jigawa State.
Let's go to a pretty controversial issue now. Of course, there have been concerns about the proposed tax reform bill. Can you help us, share your concerns and explain how this bill will benefit your states and, of course, residents there?
Well, the tax reform bill, unfortunately, the tax reform bill has generated a lot of controversy. But to me, I feel the tax reform bills is not something that is totally bad, because there are some aspects of the bill that are definitely very good, and they can stimulate the growth of the economy. And also, there are some parts that are likely that will also affect the performance of maybe the subnationals. But so what is important is, I feel, is for both the parties to sit down together, look at the bill, where are the gray areas, what are the implications of these gray areas, how do we address them? Because all what we are doing is we are running a country, and therefore there is need for us to sit down together, to dialogue and understand what is important, what will benefit the country, no leader will do anything that will be at the expense of his subject. So I think it's an issue that requires for all of us to sit down and then look at the bill and look at the gray areas and then address the gray areas. That's all. We move forward.
Okay, I feel you, Mr. Governor. I'm afraid we do not have so much time to really continue this conversation. Hopefully we'll get to bring you back to talk more about your opinion, what you mean by the tax reform bill is not totally bad for residents of your state. Hopefully we'll get to bring you back to further this discussion. Governor of Jigawa State, Umar Namadi, thank you so much for your time with us.
You're welcome.